Hey everybody, welcome back for another video. Today we're going over how to make your games look prettier. And the first go-to on that is the post-processing stack. It can really do a lot for your game. We're just going to go over how to get it, how to implement it, and a couple of its little features real quick. So I'm going to toss a camera into the scene here. And first things first, if you do not have it, you're going to have to go to your package manager to get it. So you want to pop up to Window, go to Package Manager, and you just want to make sure you have post-processing installed. If you don't see it there, there's some toggles up here that say like in project. Just make sure that's ticked off because that was just so I could find it easily. So you want to make sure that's installed, and once you do, you're going to have new components. So you can click Add Component on your camera, go to Rendering, and you're going to want to add a post-processing layer. And then we'll go back to rendering and add a post-processing volume. Alright, a couple quick things on this. This is set to nothing by default. I'm going to set it to everything. Why not? Anti-aliasing, let's bump that up. We'll use temporal anti-aliasing. Make sure this is clicked as global. And if there's nothing here, you can just hit new and it will build you a new post-processing profile. Alright, we can go ahead and add some effects. So we hit Add Effect, Unity, and we'll just start throwing some stuff in. So some Ambient Occlusion, why not? Right here you can just select all and it'll pop up. I'm just going to leave everything as default and just kind of mess with the intensity a little bit, but you can immediately see the effect that it has. I don't want it to be too crazy though. And we'll just keep throwing some in. Bloom's one of the favorites for sure. And for this particular little spaceship environment, it's going to be perfect. So we can amp up the intensity there. Again, you don't want it to be too crazy. Again, for this environment, screen space reflection is ideal. And since we're just having fun, I'm going to throw this onto overkill. That's nice. Alright, let's keep throwing some effects in there. Have a nice vignette. And you can use all these effects on 3D, 2D, most of them even on VR games. So it's very versatile and makes a huge difference pretty quick. And since we're just having fun, a nice depth of field effect. Depth of field effect that doesn't seem to be working. Ah, there we go. This particular effect is specifically based relative to our camera, so we need to be looking through our camera to see this effect. So I'm just going to toss this into the ship and get it into a position that's nice and appealing. Don't mind my crazy lens flares going on there. There we go. So now we're seeing our depth of field effect at play. I was beginning to think it wasn't working. Gonna adjust this and make it not so crazy. You can see from what we started out with, we're already getting a much more like clean, refined, more professional looking game here. So the post-processing stack is extremely powerful. Here's what we're going to do, just to do a nice showcase of how things are looking here. I'm going to adjust the camera, and we're going to just create a very quick little pan animation. So with the camera in our first position that we want, make sure everything's nice and how we like it. We're going to hold Control and hit 6, hit Create New, name it whatever you want. Click this little record button and then just move your camera a little bit. Now it's in its first position. And we're going to select a new keyframe position and then move our camera. There we go. Now with those two keyframes set up, that's going to give us just a nice little showcase of the ship, and then all of our effects at play. So that's looking pretty good. Oh, let's adjust our depth of field just a little bit, so we're not destroying our cool ringed planet here. There we go. And just for fun, we're going to throw in some color grading and just give her some more contrast, blue and purple it up a little bit. A little more of the No Man's Sky feel. Obviously, you can adjust all these parameters in many different ways, and it can affect the tone of your game pretty dramatically. So don't be afraid to experiment and try and lean into a certain feel. I think the atmosphere of a game makes a huge difference. Bump up the saturation a little. All right, let's take a look. And there we go. Yeah, it's looking a lot sleeker, a lot more vibrant. It just overall adds to the quality. And we can turn it off and look at the same exact camera movement without those effects at play. And And as you can see without those effects, it looks much more flat and just not as interesting. So, if this has been helpful at all, please like, share, subscribe, tell me if I missed something, and come check out the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.